Okay, so here we have the 5R55W and S Shore Cool. This was the first one we designed, and you see Jimmy cut a portion of the valve body here so that we could take inside measurements and stuff, but simple install. This drops in here, the valve goes inside, the spring goes in that, it has the retainer plug and pin, and easy pie. Simple but effective system. Over here we have the STL-009. This is for the 6R60, 6R80 ZF6. It replaces the factory thermal device, and this is the one that goes actually, it goes in the case above the valve body, as you can see here. And I'll mention, by the way, when you do a repair on the speed sensor is a common failure in the earlier ones, so you have to drop the valve body and replace the mechatronic on the top. That's the perfect time to install this. These are, we ship a lot of these to Australia. The guys over there running the Outback love these things because they're, I just looked it up on the internet. From Adelaide to Perth is 2,600 miles. When these people are running trucks back, it's not unusual to see caravans of vehicles, 10, 15 vehicles long, running across the highways, and they don't need breakdowns, they don't need overheating, so they love this here because it drops the operating temperature of the trains about 50 degrees. It's really important to them. They don't want breakdowns on a long trip like that. You can have hundreds of miles between little towns that only have a gas station and a general store. Right, this one here is the STL-0010 for the 6L80. This is the cooler block that mounts on the side of the bell housing. Easy to get to. Got a buddy in San Bernardino, California, called me the other day. Told me he buys these 10 at a time because when he gets a service in on a 6L80, 6L90, he upgrades it with this, gets an extra $100 profit out of the job. But if he does 2, 3, 4 of these a week, that's an extra $1,000 in gross profit per month for his shop. He loves it. It's an easy upsell for him. Easy install. Drops in there. This goes here. Now I got to push against the seal O-rings here. Okay, and the snap ring goes in there. We lost the snap ring, but easy install, easy to get to in the vehicle. It's a good upgrade. This is the STL-017. Now, here's what we wanted to really make you aware of. These external cooler blocks, there are two styles. This was the first one out, and we created the STL-017 for that. If you'll notice, the cooler lines in and out are parallel. See? So when you install this, where you can see through the hole, you install that in there like that, and look through, you can see light all the way through. You know that's the correct one for this type body. Okay? This one here, you'll notice, has offset lines. When we ran into this, we decided, well, okay, now we have to redesign, come up with a different style for this block, and this is the STL-020. You see that your inlines here and to the radiators here, but they're offset. So you notice that we have our Shore Cool regulator dropped down below this line here. So make sure you use the correct one for the correct block. Is this the one off of the F-150, Jim? Yeah, okay.
2016 and up.
Yeah. So, and this, okay, this here, you're probably, if you've used the STL RE5, the RE5 valve body kit, you notice this comes in the kit, or it's also available separately. In 2004 or 5, I forget what year. Anyway, Nissan eliminated the cooler pressure relief valve in the valve body. Oh, big mistake. Well, it's good for them, bad for the customer. because now the thing can run up full line pressure in the cooler. And you all have seen what we've had. How many Titans have you done where you had to replace the mechatronic because of the glycol in the trans? It's just the cooler can't stand that much pressure. So what we did was we made the valve and spring to put back in there. This way it limits cooler pressure to 70 psi. The original valve bodies would eliminate it to 100 to 105. That's a little high, but especially on an older radiator. But in the later ones where they just blocked the holes in the plate and took the valve and it just has an empty bore there, that's a bad deal. And so when you see these come in and the cooler is broke and it has glycol in the trans, you'll know that the cause of the problem is the missing valve. That relief system needs to be there. It's the transmission that broke the cooler, not the cooler breaking the trans. All right, this one over here is from the 5R110. You can see the picture here. This is the factory system. There's a little thermal doohickey for that. And here are the three pieces for the Shore Cool. This converts it to full-time cooler flow. Again, 70 psi. I look at it from a couple of points of view. I look at it as a product designer. From an engineering point of view, is this a worthwhile thing? Is it necessary? Does it really provide enough advantages to make it worthwhile building this product and for the guy to spend the money to buy the product and install it? And I look at it from a point of view of the cost of this is inconsequential compared to the cost if this fails on a unit you build. Even if you put a brand new factory one in when you do the rebuild and it comes back in 30,000 miles where the oil is just black and now you're redoing the whole trans. Is it worth it? No. I throw that in the can and put this in.